Hey everybody, welcome to Fenway Park, and this is game number 57 in the Chicago White Sox season replay. The last video I did, they played the Baltimore Orioles, and unfortunately for the Sox, they got shut down by Mike Flanagan. Well, that was game number 54. Game 55, Sox came back with a vengeance. Score sheet is very messy, but they beat up Rudy May and some others, especially the bullpen guys. McGregor and Chavez and Miller got beat up for 8 runs in the ninth as the Sox took it 17-8 over the Orioles in game number 55, and that improved the Sox record to 30-25. Then the last game, the final game of the Orioles series, much more of a closer game, but the Sox prevailed 4-3 behind the strong pitching of Ken Kravick, who improved to 2-1. They bested Ross Grimsley, and big blows in the game. Lamar Johnson, who's filling in at first base for the injured Jim Spencer, who's on the disabled list right now. So Lamar Johnson coming through with a single and a triple to help lead the way. LeGros was on fumes. He was getting down to being very tired, but he was able to hang on despite giving up a home run to Murray in the ninth solo shot. He was able to hang on and get his 11th save, and the Sox win it 4-3 over the O's to take 2 of 3 at Memorial Stadium. So a big comeback there. Now they are kind of gassed today on their bullpen. They're very limited on bullpen activity. So let's look at game 57. The Sox are 31-25. The Chicago White Sox, that is. The Boston Red Sox are 33-23. Let's do something here real quick. I had to make one lineup adjustment from the as played because Kevin Bell, a marginal player for the Sox, started this game at short, and they moved Bannister to left. But since I don't have a card for Kevin Bell, and I don't feel like using the well, I can't use the app because my phone is how I get the app, so if I do that I can't see it otherwise. So I guess I could do it on the tablet, but I just don't really feel like scrambling for that right now. So instead we're going to have Alan Bannister moving from left field back to his normal shortstop position, and Royal Stillman will take over in left. So in this game it's Fergus and Jenkins for the Red Sox against Francisco Barrios for the White Sox. Let's look at the starting lineups for game 57. Bannister leads off at short, George Order at second, Richie Zisk in right, Oscar Gamble the DH, Lamar Johnson at first, Chet Lemon in center, Soderholm at third, Stillman in left, Essien catching. For the Red Sox, it is Rick Burleson in center, Rick Burleson at short, Fred Lynn at center, Jim Rice the DH, Yaz is in left, Carlton Fisk catching, the Boomer George Scott at first, Bernie Carbo giving Dwight Evans the day off. He's in right field. Butch Hobson's at third, and Denny Doyle's at second. So what I also did is pulled out the players that are going to be available off the bench and then the bullpen for both teams. So let's look at the players that are available for the Red Sox off the bench should they be needed. We've got Dwight Evans, Steve Dillard, Bob Montgomery, and Rick Miller. Those are possible defensive replacements and or pinch hitters. And in the bullpen, we have Bob Stanley, Bill Campbell, Tom Murphy, and Mike Paxton. So all right-handers in there. Ramon Hernandez is a lefty, but I don't have a card for him, so can't use him. Could if I was playing on the PC, and when I play these games, the other games of the series on the computer, I will use those guys. So let's look at the White Sox bench and bullpen. Again, the bullpen's very, very limited. Bench, they're going to have Wayne Nordhagen, Jack Brohammer, Brian Downing, Ralph Garr, and Tim Nordbrook on the bench for the White Sox. In the pens, a very short pen, is Bart Johnson, the long reliever, Dave Hamilton, the lefty, and LeGros. If I use LeGros, it's going to be an emergency basis, and if I use him, he's going to come in automatically tired because he's gassed from the previous game. So right away, he's going to be at his point of fatigue as soon as he comes in. So that'll just be a gamble that Bob Lemon would have to take if it gets to that. So let's look at the standings in the American League West through June 13th. Texas leads the division 33-21. Kansas City is a half game back. Minnesota is a full game back with 3 back in the loss column. And there's the White Sox 31-25, 3 games back. Oakland's 5 games back, and then Seattle and California a distant 10 and 11.5 games back. So that's just a quick update on how the season is progressing so far. Like I said, we are at the game 57. This game is sponsored by Heinz 57 sauce. And the other thing about 57 is that it's one higher up than Joe DiMaggio's hitting streak. So, and of course the famous story that had he got to 57 games, he would have gotten a endorsement deal with the Heinz 57 sauce company, but that did not happen. So Ferguson Jenkins with his finishing up his warm-up tosses, and he'll be facing Alan Bannister to lead us off here. First of a 3-game set here in Fenway, and then the Sox will come home to a much-needed homestand against the American League West, taking on Oakland and California. So maybe they can feast on that as they try to negotiate their way through the tough AL East. All right, so Jenkins facing Bannister, and game 57 from Fenway is underway. We get a 2-2 for Bannister against a righty. Since we're doing advanced, we're not going to do this split thing. It's just going to be whatever the result is here. So it is a fly to right field. Super advanced, we'll be checking for a base hit, but not in advanced. Here's Orta. 2-11 for Orta. He's going to fly to left. So Ferguson Jenkins, 2 up, 2 down. And I'll bring up Richie Zisk. Zisk, 6-5. Ground ball shortstop X. And for the Red Sox, and their defensive prowess, got that written off to the side. Rick Burleson's a 2E25. 214, he'll get to that. E25, and that is a 13. And E25 is a 13 right. I can't really see it. I'll bring it in. On an E25, a 13's right here. So error on Rick Burleson. He will boot it. And that will keep the inning going as Zisk reaches on the E6. And that'll bring up Oscar Gamble. See if the White Sox can make Boston pay for that error. 2-6 is a walk, so Gamble's going to keep it going. 2 on, 2 outs. All of a sudden, there's a threat here for Lamar Johnson, who has filled in very well for the injured Jim Spencer. Has not missed a beat. In fact, he's getting better as he's playing every day. He was mainly used as a pinch hitter, but since he's getting 3 and 4 at-bats a game, his game is picked up. 5-7 for Jenkins. 5-7, not this time though. It's a pop out to short. And Burleson will put that one away to end the inning. So Burleson's error does not come back to bite the Red Sox. So nothing doing for Chicago. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Chicago nothing and Boston coming to bat. And Francisco Barrios on the hill. You're facing the Rooster, Rick Burleson. It is a 4-9 for Barrios, and that's a split chance, and that is a 6, which means that's a single. He needed a 1 to get a double. Anything else was a single. So Rick Burleson's aboard. He's a C stealer. He will not run, but he will be held. Here's Fred Lynn. 1-3 for Lynn. Ground ball shortstop A. That's a 6-4-3 double play. So just what the doctor ordered for the Sox. 2 up. Or not 2 down rather, without 2 up. Jim Rice, I did look, he's hitting, I believe, 371 on the replay right now. So he's tearing it up, as you might expect. 3-2, and that's a ground ball to first, handled by Lamar Johnson. And that's going to end the inning. So I'm kind of expecting a high-scoring game here because both offenses are very good. The pitching maybe sometimes not so good, but Barrios and Jenkins are both pretty good pitchers, so maybe this first game will be a little tamer and we'll get the slugfest on the computer. We'll see. All right, so Chet Lemon steps to the plate. Lead off the second. 4-9 against Jenkins, and that is a split chance. That's a 15, and a 1-15 for a single. That is a 15, so Lemon sneaks a base hit. Sneaks it past the third baseman Hobson. Couldn't get it. Base hit. Yaz gets it back in, keeps him at first. Lemon is a C stealer. He will not go, but he will be held. Soderholm. I'm holding C and above, not holding D's and E's. 6-9. 6-9 struck him out. Fergie Jenkins with the whiff, his first strikeout of the night. Brings up Royal Stillman. He's the replacement for Bell. 3-8. 3-8 against a right-hander. He's going to draw a walk. So Royal Stillman will get that walk. And that puts 2 on with 1 out for Jim Essien, catcher, number 9 hitter. Tough number 9 hitter. 5-3, and that's an in-home run chance. He does have normal power, so it is gone. There's a diamond shot there, but we're not playing super advanced. So Fergie Jenkins, that 5-3 is a straight-out home run off Fergie Jenkins' card, assuming Essien has normal power, which he does. So it is a 3-run home run for Jim Essien. So very Earl Weaver-esque play there at the 3-run homer. So Essien puts the hurt on that one, and Fergie Jenkins just shakes his head. All of a sudden he's down 3-0 when he thought he was rolling along. Top of the order, Bannister. 6-3. 6-3 is a solid single. So Bannister keeps it going. Bannister is a D stealer. He will not be held. He's not going anywhere. Orta, 4-2. Struck him out. Fergie comes back and gets the strikeout of Orta. 2 down for Richie Zisk. So the inning's not over yet. Richie Zisk certainly capable. We need something big on the board. 4-7 though. It's off of Fergie's card. It's a strikeout. So that's going to end the inning. But the 3-run homer, the big blow from the number 9 hitter Jim Essien, and Chicago takes a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the second. And somewhere back in the Windy City, Harry Carey is drinking a beer and having a good time. All right, here is Yaz to lead off. Bottom of the second. It's 2-7, and that's going to be a fly to center. His 2 column is loaded, but 7's a fly to center. So Barrios negotiated that one. Here's Carlton Fisk. Pudge. 1-8 for Pudge. That's a walk. So Pudge will reach. And now the Sox will try to avoid this double play again. Pudge is a C stealer. He will be held. George Scott, the boomer. 4-9. 4-9, and he's going to boom one. It's a single. That being a 6, it's only a single, but it is 2 stars. So that puts runners at the corners. And 1 away for Bernie Carbo. His column 1 is loaded. And he found it. 1-5. That's going to be a single. Could have been a home run, but it's a single to left field. And that will score a run. Scott will stop at second. Fisk crosses the plate, cuts the lead to 3-1. So all of a sudden, here come the Red Sox. Here's Butch Hobson. He's a double play candidate. He's got some ground ball A's on his card. 4-9 though. We're going off Barrios. 4-9 and base hit, single, 2 stars. That will score a run as the boomer comes around to score. Cuts the lead to 3-2, and it also moves Carbo to third. So runners at the corners. 1 out for Denny Doyle. Barrios about ready to give up that 3-run lead he was given. 5-9 against the lefty. That's a 6. That's a 6, which means it's an in-home run chance. However, Doyle has weak power, so it's going to be a single, 2 stars. And that will score the run and tie the ball game. Hobson will move to third, and all of a sudden Barrios has lost it. Since rolling in the first, he got the first 4 retired 4 minimum, face the minimum. So an inning in the third, but since then 4, check it, 5 straight hits, a walk and 4 singles. So death by 1,000 paper cuts, and we are tied at 3. Here's Burleson trying to turn 2 if they can to get out of this. 1-10. Nope, it's a ground ball third base B, so that's going to be a fielder's choice. The run will score as Hobson comes across, and Red Sox take a 4-3 lead. Doyle is out 5-4 at second base. We're out number 2 as Burleson reaches on the fielder's choice. So Burleson's at first with 2 outs. He's a C stealer, so which means he will be held. And Fred Lynn, the batter. 2-3 for Lynn. Ground ball to second, but there's no injury. We're not doing injuries. So it is a ground ball to second for Lynn. I thought about doing injuries just for this game, but I haven't been doing it all year, so I'm not going to start now. So it's a 4 spot for Boston. And what was I saying in the first inning about thinking it's going to be a slugfest? Yeah, still may be accurate on that assessment. We go to the third. Ferguson Jenkins back out now. All of a sudden, dejected in the top half. He's elated in the bottom half with a 4-3 lead. Here's Oscar Gamble. 5-3 against the lefty. That's in home run chance again. So again, Ferguson Jenkins, that 5-3 result, whether it's a lefty or a righty, it's a straight in home run chance. It's not a ballpark chance. Gamble, of course, is in normal power because he had 31 home runs. So Oscar Gamble just ties the game that quickly. And neither pitcher can seem to prosper when they get a lead. So we're tied at 4. Here's Lamar Johnson. If you like offense, you came to the right game. 4-8, that's a strikeout. So Lamar Johnson is out of there, 1 away. For Chet Lemon. Whoops. Chet Lemon. That is a 2-10, and that's going to be a ground ball back to Jenkins, 2 away. For Eric Soderholm. Soderholm, a 3-5, and that is a ground ball to second. Handled easily by Doyle. Inning's over, but the home run from Oscar Gamble has tied the score at 4 as we go to the bottom of the third. So typical Fenway game, lots of base hits and runs, a couple of dingers, and now, although the dingers have all been coming from the White Sox. So now here's Jim Rice, speaking of dingers. He will lead it off. Oops, we get a 2-2, and that's a fly to left field. Handled over there by Stillman, 1 away. Here's Yaz. 5-5, and that's a walk. Barrios issuing the free pass. That's how his trouble started last inning, that free pass. A 1-out walk started the whole trouble last time. See if he can avoid it this time. Here's Pudge. 6-6, line out to third. Snagged over there by Soderholm. 2 down. Yaz will get back to first without being doubled. Here's the boomer, George C. Scott. 6-7, ground ball second base X. It's going to be Orta, and Orta is a 4 E23. 4-1, that's a definite base hit. 4-1 is a single 2 stars. And no error on the play on the 8, but there is a single 2 stars. As Scott snuck it past Orta. And now, runners are at the corners. 2 down for Bernie Carbo. Carbo singled his first time up. Found that loaded column 1. They found it again, 1-7, but this time it's a ground ball to second, so he missed it. Missed that home run. 1-6 would have been a homer, but 1-7, ground ball to Orta. So Scott got it by Orta previous at bat, but Carbo was not as lucky, and the inning's over. So 3 innings, action-packed innings in the books. It is 4-4. Now Barrios has a fatigue of 7. And Ferguson Jenkins has a fatigue of 6. So but we'll see if they give up 6 runs. That's going to override that, of course. Here's Earl Stillman. 1-5, struck him out. So Stillman's out of there. 1 away for Jim Essien, who had the big 3-run shot his first time up. 1-3, he's going to fly to left. So 2 down. For the top of the order, Alan Bannister. 5-4, 5-4 is, just missed that 5-3, would have been a home run chance, and a 5-5 would have pretty much been a home run chance as well, but 5-4, it's a fly to left. So Bannister got up under it, but Yaz was able to haul it in. And it's actually a 1-2-3 inning for Jenkins. So how about that? We go to the bottom of the 4th, still 4-4. 4 is the magic number. Here's Barrios facing Butch Hobson. 1-7 for Hobson. He'll fly to center. Handled by Lemon. 1 away. Denny Doyle. 1-12. He's going to be plunked. Hit by the pitch. So that one got him. Now Doyle's a D stealer. He will not be held. All right, Burleson 4-11. Ground ball shortstop B. It's a fielder's choice. So 6-4 fielder's choice. He hit into a fielder's choice his last at bat as well. So Burleson's on with a C stealing rating, so he will be held. Not going anywhere, but he'll be held. Lynn, 1-7. A 1 to single. Anything else he lines to second. That's a 3. So Orta was able to snag it. And the inning's over. So we go to the 5th. Still tied 4-4. And you just feel like there's a powder keg ready to explode with more runs. As here comes the heart of the order, George Orta, Zisk, and Gamble for the Sox. 5-10. 5-10's ground ball to first. So George Scott takes the bag himself, 1 away. Richie Zisk. 6-8's a ground ball to third. So when I say that, all of a sudden the pitchers are starting to zone in again. Here's Oscar Gamble, homered his last trip. 5-7 against a lefty, struck him out. So that's going to end the inning. Ferguson Jenkins actually has now retired 9 in a row since the Gamble homer. Make it 10, check that, make it, 9 in a row. So, maybe we won't get the slugfest after all, we'll wait and see. Barrios needs to go at least 7 or 8 innings because their bullpen is gassed. So he can't afford to be coming out early. Here's Rice, 0 for 2, un-Rice-like, 4-5, fly to right, he's 0 for 3. Of course, you keep it off his card, that probably helps a lot. Here's Yaz, 4-7 for Yaz, that's a 1-7 single, but that's a 16. So he's going to line it right to Orta. 2 down. And that brings up Fisk. Fisk walked and lined to third. 1-9, he's going to fly to right, handled by Zisk, and the inning is over. And now Barrios has retired. 1-2, well, he hit a batter, so, but he's gone. Other than that second inning, he's pretty much shut the Sox down, the Red Sox down. Got to remember when I say Sox, I got to clarify. All right, so we go to the 6th, still 4-4, and this is Jenkins' fatigue check inning, so got to keep an eye on him. Lamar Johnson to lead it off. 6-7, that's a ground ball second base X, and again, that's Denny Doyle. And Denny Doyle's a 2 E18. 2 and an 18, he'll get to that. E18 and a 16. E18, there is no 16, so it's good play for Denny Doyle. Retires Johnson, 1 away for Chet Lemon. 5-7 against Jenkins, pops him up to short. Put away there by the Rooster Burleson, 2 down for Eric Soderholm, and that's now 11 in a row retired by Jenkins. Soderholm, 6-5, ground ball shortstop X, that is Burleson. And Burleson is a 2 E25. 2 and a 10, he'll get to that. E25 and a 14. Nope, he made an error on a 13 in the first inning. This is a 14, so it's good play. And he avoids the error this time. So 12 in a row retired by Fergie. And we go to the bottom of the 6th, still 4-4. So kind of a stalemate going right here after the early explosions. And that'll bring up Mr. George Scott. 2 singles, he's 2 for 2 with a run scored. 5-7, and this time he struck him out, so Barrios gets him. 1 away. Here's Bernie Carbo. 1-6, Carbo again. There it is, that column 1 did it to him again. He's been living in column 1, and this time he found the home run right there, big bold numbers, big bold letters. That's a solo shot for Carbo. And the Sox grab a 5-4 lead. So playing with fire in Carbo's column 1, and it finally burned him. 3 times we rolled in column 1 for Carbo, and that was the one that got him. All right, here's Butch Hobson. 5-9, and that's an in-home run chance, but it's a split chance, 1-4. That's an 11. So instead, he will just hit a long fly to the wall and left. And in front of the green monster, it is Stillman making the catch. So 2 down for Denny Doyle. 110 for Doyle. He'll fly to left as well, opposite field. Again, short of the green monster, put away by Stillman to retire the side. So at the end of 6, it is Boston 5 and Chicago 4. And Ferguson Jenkins will start the 7th. And again, he gave up nothing, so he's got full. You can give up 4 base runners basically before he gets fatigued. So here's Stillman. 1-7. He's going to fly to center. Make that 13 in a row for Jenkins. And here is Essien. Had that big 3-run homer back in the second. 1-8. He will fly to right. That's 14 in a row. And here's Bannister. Be something if Jenkins gets a complete game, retiring everybody else the rest of the way. But that streak ends right here. 2 6s, a walk. So a walk to Bannister is going to break up that consecutive streak. Bannister's a D-sealer. He's not going anywhere. So here's George Orta. Orta 4-6 against Jenkins. Ground ball to second. That's going to end the inning. 7th inning stretch time, and somewhere Harry is drinking his favorite beverage and worrying about his Sox now being down 5-4. And Barrios, this will be his point of weakness inning. He's already given up 5 runs, so if he gives up, pardon me, Tabby's trying to come in. Tabby came in, so that was the interruption there. Okay, so Barrios has already given up 5 runs. If he gives up 1 more, he will automatically be fatigued, regardless of if it's 3 hits in a row, or 3 hits this inning, I should say. Here's Burleson. So the bullpen is active. It is Dave Hamilton, the lefty. So 3-3 for Burleson, and that's a walk. So that's 1 notch towards Barrios being in trouble. That will bring up Fred Lynn. 1-5 for Lynn. It's a single 2 stars. So Barrios may be just about done here. He's going to face 1 more batter. He's going to let him pitch to Rice, and then after that we have Hamilton coming in to face Yaz. So last chance for Barrios. Infield is at double play depth. Trying to turn 2. 1-6. It's a single 2 stars. That's going to do it for Barrios. Sox get to him for another run. Puts runners at the corners again. And that's going to do it for Mr. Barrios as Hamilton, the lefty, will be coming on. Barrios pitches 6+ innings, faces 30 batters, and we'll do the rest later. But suffice it to say, run is in. It's now 6-4 in favor of Boston, and Barrios will be lifted for lefty Dave Hamilton. So Dave Hamilton will be facing Yaz, followed by 2 righties, Fisk and Scott. Nobody out, runners at the corners. The infield's going to play in. They're going to try to choke off any more runs. They can't afford to give up any more runs. So they are playing the infield in. 4-9, Yaz against Hamilton against the lefty. Yaz is a walk. So that's going to load the bases. They're still going to play the infield in. They have no choice. They can't just give up a run on a double play. They have to get the run at the plate. Here's Fisk. This could be the ball game to blow it open right here. 4-4, catcher X. Interesting. Catcher X, and that is Essien. And Jim Essien, as a catcher, he is a 2E4. 2E4. That's an 18. So let's look at the catcher rating. 2 and an 18. A 2 and an 18 is a G2. G2. And this is a 9. And he's an E4. So an E4. There is no 9, so we go to G2 with the infield in. So G2 with the infield in, and the base is loaded, leader. So it says here leader, batter is safe, lead runner is out. So basically, Essien's going to field that one in front of the plate and just step on the plate to force Lynn 2 unassisted. And we have Rice. Rice will go to third base. Yaz to second, and Fisk reaches on the fielder's choice. So they cut the runoff. Now they can play double play depth because getting 2 would get him out of the inning. And Scott does have some ground ball A's on his card. So they're back to double play depth. 1-5 may not matter. 1-5, I'm sorry, gets a lefty. 1-5, a 1-11 is a home run. 12-20 is a double. 12-20 is a double. That's a 19, so it is a double. And that could clear the bases. We'll see. We know Yastrzemski and Fisk will score. Let's see here. I'm sorry, we know Rice and Yastrzemski will score. Don't know about Fisk. Let's take a look here. Fisk runs. He was not being held because he's a trail runner. Runs at a 13, but there are not 2 outs, so you don't get that bonus. Lemon's a 0 arm. 1 to 13, he would score, but you know what? They're going to hold him there and try to keep the pressure on. So now runners at second and third, 1 out, 3 are in. It is 8 to 4 Red Sox. And Bernie Carbo, the batter, lefty on lefty. Infield is again in with runners at second and third. 5-8 against a lefty, struck him out. So Hamilton gets the strikeout for out number 2. And now that takes us to Butch Hobson. Infield normal depth now. 2-9 against a lefty, it won't matter. 2-9, home run, 1 to 17. That's a 3. That's a 3-run shot for Butch Hobson. And that's the coup de grace right there, as the Red Sox just pummel the White Sox here in this inning. 3-run shot, 6 runs in the inning. And my thoughts of a slugfest did come to fruition, at least for one team. Right now it is 11 to 4 in favor of the Red Sox. And Hamilton will face Doyle, and that'll be it. Then Bart Johnson will come in and pitch the 8th. Just want to get Hamilton through this inning. Doyle 1-3, ground ball to first, is going to end the inning. So they sent 9 to the plate, 6 score. And we go to the 8th. It is 11 to 4 in favor of the Red Sox. So they're going to give Fergie Jenkins the rest of the game off, since he's got this big lead now. I'm going to go ahead and let him meander the rest of the way, and they've got a big enough lead they feel they can bring in Bob Stanley to not blow it. I figure it's a lead even big enough that Bob Stanley can't blow. So Bob Stanley, actually in 77, he was 3-9. I'm sorry, 8-7 with a 3.99 ERA, 13 starts and 3 saves. So, but he's not scheduled to start in this series, so you can use him for relief. And let's see here, Ferguson Jenkins goes 7 and certainly will qualify for the win. He faced 29 batters. We'll do the rest later. Hamilton goes 1 inning and faces 6 batters. And we'll do the rest later. We know that Bart Johnson will come on and pitch in the bottom of the 8th. Right now, Zisk against Stanley. 5-6, fly to center, 1 away. So here's Oscar Gamble. Looked good for the Sox early, or for the White Sox early, but Boston had other ideas. 1-6. That would have been a ballpark home run chance, but in just advanced, it's a fly to left, harmlessly. Into the glove of Yaz, 2 down. Brings up Lamar Johnson. 6-5, ground ball, shortstop X. That's Burleson again. And Burleson, a 2 E25. 2 and a 6, he'll get to that. And E25 and a 7. And there is no 7. So Burleson makes the play. Inning's over. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox in a laugher, 11 to 4. And top of the order, Burleson will lead things off against new pitcher Bart Johnson. So Bart Johnson in for his 1 inning of relief, facing Burleson. 110 for Burleson. He's going to ground to third. 1 away. Here's Freddie Lynn. Lynn, a 1-5. That's a single. Solid single for Lynn, his 2nd hit of the game. D. Steeler, he's not being held. Of course, with the score being what it is, he's not going to be held. Here's Rice, 1-8. Ground ball, third base. Hey, it's a double play. 5-4-3. So mercifully, the White Sox don't have to pitch anymore, as they are down 11 to 4. One of the advantages of being a visiting team is if you're getting beat up, your pitchers only have to cover 8 innings, not 9. So Bob Stanley back out. We'll finish things up facing Lemon, Soderholm, and Stillman. Unless the White Sox want to empty their bench and let some of the backup guys swing the bat. But I think they're going to let, let's see here. They're going to let Wayne Nordhagen hit for Lemon, just for the heck of it. Wayne Nordhagen's going to pinch hit. for Chet Lemon here in the 9th. Then we'll have Soderholm and Stillman. 4-5. 4-5 is a fly to right. One away. We'll bring up Soderholm. 110, and that's a ground ball to short, handled by Burleson. 2 down. And look at this. Bob Stanley, 5 up, 5 down. Stanley helping him do things right. Out of the pen, here's Stillman. 6-4 against the lefty. Ground ball, shortstop X. It's up to Burleson again. 2E25. And that's a 2. So a 2 and a 2 is going to be a base hit. And that's an 8. E25, no 8, but he did sneak by Burleson for the single. So 2 down, and let's see, are they going to pinch it for Essien to give somebody else a chance? They're going to let Brian Downey pinch hit. Why not? Essien already did his damage. No, whatever he does now is not going to matter. So they're going to let Brian Downey get an extra at bat. The backup catcher, pinch hitter. Downey facing Stanley. 111, ground ball to first, handled by Scott, steps on the bag, and the ball game is over. So 11-4, your final here at Fenway. Winning pitcher was Ferguson Jenkins. The loser was Barrios. And now we can do some calculations here while you guys chat or whatever you decide to do. Johnson pitched 1 inning, faced 3 batters, gave up a hit, nothing else. Alright, let's see what Hamilton did. Hamilton walked 1. He gave up the home run, the big 3-run shot to Hobson, also a double, so he gave up 2 hits, and he walked 1. Did not strike anyone out. Alright, and he gave up 1, 2, 3, 4 runs in that 1 inning, all earned. Won't help his ERA any. Let's see here. Runs for Barrios. He gave up 4 here and 2 there, so that's a total of 6 he gave up, all earned. That won't help his ERA either. No homers, that helps a little bit. He got nickeled and dimed to death. Walk here. Well, he hit a batter, so I should put a 1 there because he did hit a batter. Alright, let's see here. Walk. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. 2 walks and a strikeout. 3 walks. 3 walks and only 1 strikeout. So the Sox only had 1 batter strikeout the entire game. That was Bernie Carbo. I'm sorry, that was from Hamilton that struck him out. So they had 2 strikeouts. 2 strikeouts. They had Scott strikeout and Hamilton. I'm sorry, Scott and Carbo. That was it. So for the Sox, hits allowed by Barrios: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So unofficially, I have Boston with 12 hits. And Boston also, let's see, do they have any errors? They did. Burleson had the 1 error. And the Sox, I believe, also had an error. Or did they? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Nope, I think it was just Burleson had the error. So Burleson had the error, and that was it. Sox had no errors. Sox 4 runs. White Sox 4 runs. Boston 10. So 10, 12, and 1. Let's see how many hits. Let's see. Stanley pitched 2 innings, facing 7 batters, gave up 1 hit, and nothing else. All zeros the rest of the way. Obviously, no save situation involved. And let's see. 2 home runs given up by Jenkins. And let's see how many hits he gave up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got him for 4 hits, so only 5 hits for the White Sox. 2 of them were homers. Let's see how many walks. 1, 2. I got him for 3 walks. And of course runs 4. And I believe, yep, they were all earned. Okay, strikeouts for Fergie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. All right. Now let's get left on base. 2 for the Sox there. 1 there. It's 3, 4, 5. Got Chicago for 5 left on. And for Boston, they 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only got them for 4 left on base because they had a couple of double plays and everybody else they knocked in. So there you go. Unofficially, the line score is Boston defeating Chicago in the first of a 3-game set. 10 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, and 4 left for Boston. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 5 left for Chicago. The Red Sox improved to 34 and 23. The White Sox dropped to 31 and 25. Winning pitcher Ferguson Jenkins, losing pitcher Francisco Barrios. And you can pick your own heroes in this game. Obviously, Carbo was big with a single and a home run, but so was Hobson. Carbo's homer in the 6th gave them the lead that they kept, and really by the time Hobson hit his home run, it was long over anyway. So my player of the game is Bernie Carbo. That's who I'm going with as the player of the game. And so game 57 is in the books. Hope you appreciated that. If you're wondering why I'm playing a Red Sox game after I said something about boycotting the Red Sox and Yankees, that's only for Manic Monday. That does not apply to the White Sox replay, because obviously the White Sox have to play the Red Sox and the Yankees, so they will not be, banned from the channel. But on Manic Monday, I'm definitely going to ban them from the channel because of the overexposure. But in the Red Sox replay, they are fair game. So that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody's having a wonderful White Sox Wednesday, and enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And I will see you all down the road.